Good morning, everyone. We have so many lemons right now. My mom has a lemon tree that's loaded. I have a lemon tree that's sick. The bark is peeling. There are a few on the very top. All my siblings and I, when we visit my mom, we pick lemons, and she has so many. They're plentiful. So I'm going to be doing a lot of desserts with my lemons, and I'll show them to you. I just picked these about a week ago when I went to visit my mom, and today I'm going to show you how to make a wonderful lemon curd from scratch. And after that, I'm going to have a video showing you what I'm going to do with that lemon curd. But lemons are just a wonderful fruit, and I'm sure most people love them. So I think you're really going to enjoy this. And this curd can be used for many things. It can be used for a lemon tart. It can be used for a filling in a cake or cupcakes. It can be used for like blueberry pancakes, scones. It just goes on and on and on. There are so many uses for lemon curd. So I'm going to show you how to make this. Okay, your ingredients are just going to be 1 cup of sugar. You're going to have 7 ounces of lemon juice, which we're going to measure out. You're going to have 3 egg yolks and 3 whole eggs, and 4.5 ounces of butter. So what you want to do is, even though we're going to melt this later in the sugar and lemon juice, you want to cut it up because it all melts a lot quicker. So you're going to want to make sure you squeeze 7 ounces of lemon juice out of there, and you're going to separate your 3 egg yolks. 3 are going to be whole, and then you're going to have your 3 egg yolks. So you can find something to do with the whites that you aren't going to use for 3 eggs. So we'll crack our eggs first and put them aside. Okay, so we're going to set the eggs aside. Then you want to take 1 cup of sugar, and you're going to squeeze your lemon juice till you get 7 ounces, and then we're going to whisk all that together. And 3 of those, remember, are going to be whole, which is kind of nice because I'm not wasting them. So you're going to mix this up. This is going to be tempered in with the sugar and lemon when we get to that point. So what you want to do is get your bowl of a cup of sugar, and you want to add 7 ounces of fresh squeezed lemon juice. And what we're going to do is whisk this all together and mix it. Then you're going to heat up a pot of hot water on the stove, and this is going to be like a double boiler. But this time, instead of my old double boiler, I'm using this metal bowl. I'm not using my regular double boiler. So we're going to go over to the stove, and we're going to heat this up till it's real hot. So we'll see in a minute. Forget to strain this. So if there's any seeds or any pulp in there, it's going to get rid of it. We don't want any of that in there. I actually should have done it before I added the sugar, but I didn't. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just getting rid of all the pulp. And there is pulp in here. And there was a couple of half a seeds. Most of the seeds were already removed from my lemon juicer that I have. We'll just put it back in. We'll meet you at the stove. So you want to whisk your eggs, yolks, and your whole eggs, a total of 6. You want to beat these first because actually, after we heat up our sugar and lemon, we are going to be mixing these together, tempering them to meet the same temperature for the eggs as your sugar and lemon. So you do want these mixed up. And in the meantime, while you're doing this, you want to be heating up your pot of water. So here's our water boiling, and it isn't reached as high as I want it, but it's getting there real fast. So what you want to do is then put your bowl on top of it, and what you're going to do is kind of stir it around and make sure your liquid is heated. That's what we want. We want to heat this not directly in a pot, but in a double boiler type fixture. So we're going to wait for this to boil and we're going to stir it. Okay, our lemon juice and sugar have dissolved really well in the boiling water that made it kind of clear instead of cloudy. So now the part we're going to do right now, it's called tempering, where we're going to warm up the eggs without scrambling them, and we're going to cool down the lemon juice. We're going to kind of even out the heat here, but you have to do it very slowly, and you have to keep whisking as you do it, otherwise you're going to have scrambled eggs. So this is called tempering, and this is what we're going to do, just a little at a time, just like this. Keep whisking. And if by any chance you did in air have some scrambled eggs in here, it's not the end of the world. You just get a sieve, a sifter, and you can, you know, put it through a sieve and get rid of the eggs. But I've never had that happen because I do it so carefully and slowly like I'm showing you. And this is the same way you do when you're making like a banana cream or a coconut cream pie. You do it just like this. You pour in your hot cream and milk into your egg mixture, and as soon as we're done mixing these two together, we're going to put it back in this bowl, and we're going to put it back on our pot with hot water under it, and we're going to cook this in the bowl. It's like our homemade double boiler, but I'm using this because it's a bigger bowl and it's just kind of easier to work with for this recipe. And we're going to cook this on the stove, and this foaminess is what the egg whites cause. There's 3 whole eggs in here. That's normal. That foam part is exactly what we see when we have any kind of egg white. So now I'll meet you at the stove. You can see it's like a medium boil. So you're going to put your mixture back on, and now you can see how liquidy it is. We're going to keep stirring this until it gets thick. And there'll be lines from this whisk. And I'll keep whisking and show you when it's ready. Okay, you can see how it's thickening. And you're starting to get whisk marks. It's almost ready. I will come back and show you when it is. But this is the stage just before it's ready. It's ready now. You can see how it kind of holds that. You can see how thick it is. We're done. So just like I showed you, you can see how thick this is. It's basically a lemon custard. And another way you can know it's done is the back of the spoon. If you go like this, you see how it sticks to the spoon? They call that NAPPE, N-A-P-P-E, which means it holds to the back of the spoon. It's a French name. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this off. We're going to add our butter. That's our last step, adding the butter. So we're just going to add all this butter, and of course it's going to melt because this is a super hot custard. And you're just going to mix it all in with your whisk. And this will give it, the butter kind of gives it its own sheen. And once we get it all mixed together, we're going to kind of let it cool to room temp. And then we're going to refrigerate it until it's chilled. But once this all mixes together, we're going to do the same thing we do if we were making like a vanilla custard. We're going to get some saran wrap, some plastic wrap, and we're going to touch this cream with it so it doesn't develop a skin on it and ruin the curd. That's what we're going to do in just a minute. So let me get some plastic. So some people get a sieve and put this through, but I don't see any need to because there is nothing. It's very smooth. I had already taken out the pulp and seeds, so this is just perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer it into a clean bowl, and then I'm going to put the plastic on it. But this is absolutely delicious. I'm going to save a little bit and taste it with you. It's unbelievable. So if you like lemon, this is so good. And it's kind of like, you know, having like a lemon meringue pie also. That's another thing you do with kind of a curd. But I follow a lemon meringue pie recipe when I do that. So here you're going to make sure you touch the cream with it, the curd, so it doesn't grow a skin. Now I'm going to let this sit to room temperature because it's really, really hot. And then once it's at room temp, I'll put it in the fridge. It could go overnight, and you could put it in a jar until you use it, whatever you want to do. So I'll see you in a little bit. Here's a little I left in the bowl to taste it, and it's really good. If you like lemon, this lemon curd is amazing. So let's give it a taste. This is so good. It's really delicious. And I will be making something with this. I'm not going to make it today. I'm going to let it chill in the refrigerator. And like I said, there's so many things to do. So I will see you in a little bit and show you what we're going to make on our next video. If you enjoy my video today, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe, like, and make a comment. And if there's something that you would like me to bake or cook, please let me know. I hope you enjoy this video.